Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and Blizzard is definitely very embarrassed this weekend. As well, as you can see right beside me here, we have the World Championships going live, which again, probably not the best advertised, not even really in game. They're live right now. You can get packs. That's what this free packs is about. There's drops, but overall, the event is really telling and really kind of sad in the way that it's kind of embarrassing for Blizzard as well. If you tune in at all this weekend, you will not see a single class playing Death Knight. That's right, no classes are bringing Death Knight, but it's more than just that. We'll get into it, whether the class has been a bust or overall, is there a bigger problem here, which is what I'm kind of alluding to. And if you enjoy the content on the channel, you feel like I've earned your subscription, why don't you hit that subscribe button that's down here, except with Zeddy Hearthstone. Give the video a like, it helps the channel out a ton. So yes, the Hearthstone World Championships. I'll post this blog down below if you want to take a look at the broadcast times. They're all the time zones. It started at like midnight my time. It's, I guess, more EU friendly, but regardless, they're going on this weekend. 16 competitors in a 4-deck best of 5 conquest with the ban, and they literally put in here to try and incentivize people to bring Death Knight rather than forcing them to, which would be a pretty bad thing to do for like the big World Championship event. Like, you have to bring a specific class, but they made it so Death Knight could not be banned. And despite all of that, not one of these competitors decided to bring Death Knight, and that just bums me out. And for the free packs, there will be drops all weekend. You have to watch for 4 hours, and basically you'll get 1 pack for 2 hours, 1 pack for another 2 hours. So only 2 packs for 4 hours kind of sucks, but you can have it like me, have it in another tab. Don't gotta be watching or anything like that. But if you want to watch, go for it. Maybe you'll have some fun. I can't stand this. It's like watching 2 people play by themselves. I don't. It's all these combo decks and shenanigans. I like the back and forth value. Bring me back to, like, remember the Jade Druid mirrors between, I think it was like Frozen and Tom. I can't remember who it was exactly, but man, those were cool days. We don't get that anymore. That's why I feel like competitive people just don't care. Why don't even throw it in the title? But regardless, you can watch for 4 hours, get 2 packs, link your account. Again, this blog will be down below if you need more details, but get your packs. They always help out. If you look on HS Replay, again, Death Knight, second worst class. I mean, of course it's better than Warrior, because everything is. They don't seem to really give Warrior much love, but we're not talking about that because Warrior at least has been good at some point. But yeah, Death Knight is the second most underperforming class in the ladder. You take a look at Wild, it's not much better. I think even Unholy helps it out just a tiny bit there. I will note though, Death Knight really damn good in Arena, broken in Arena, and good in Duels. I got a 12-0 Duels achievement. One of the new heroes is just ridiculously busted. The class can do some good stuff, but overall, when you look at Standard and Wild, it's not doing so hot. But it isn't just that. If you take a look at what decks were actually brought to Worlds, there's 5 classes not being brought. This is the least diverse World Championships ever, bar none. Everybody brought Rogue, everybody brought Priest, almost everyone brought Demon Hunter, Templars brought Druid, less than half brought Mage, and less than half brought Paladin, leaving Death Knight, Warrior, Shaman, Warlock, and Hunter all being left out. And surprising for me on there is Warlock with Imp Warlock, Curse Warlock, Mine Warlock. There's a lot of decent options. Surprised that wasn't brought, but if you take a look at the decks here, it's like all Concoction Rogue, Miracle Rogue, Jackpot Rogue, a diverse amount of rogues because there's just so many broken things to do in Rogue. Priest, it's mostly Boon Priest with some XL Priest, the Control Priest, and then you have a lot of Ramp Druid, Alignment Druid, you got a few Ping Mages, pretty much all Quest Demon Hunter. Nobody brought just Pure Spell, is all Quest, and then you have Aggro Druid, Celestial Druid, Ping Mage. But basically, the least diverse meta ever. And you'll also note, all of these things blow the game out with excessive mana cheat. Taking a look, Warlock, although it does really broken stuff outside of Rune Mithril, not cheating a lot of mana. Shaman only cheating mana with a bit of Murlocs. Hunter lost its good mana cheat, so not super relevant. Death Knight and Warrior, though, in particular, don't cheat a bunch of mana and can't really compete. And this has to be embarrassing. They made Death Knight the brand new class to bring people in. They want to advertise it with the World Championships. Hell, Celestalon's on Twitter getting people to tag their favorite content creators to collab with them, play Death Knight with him on stream. By the way, just don't bother tagging me. I know he doesn't like me very much, so there's not much chance of me being picked, even though if you take a look, we have over 300 Deathlight wins already. I've been grinding like crazy because I love the class. I love Deathlight. It doesn't do excessive mana cheat. It doesn't kill you from in hand outside of some frost strategies, which still are in today's game are pretty reasonable. Unholy, the most like underwhelming archetype of them all, fights for board, does like old school mid-range strategy, and triple blood is just like my favorite thing ever. It's like Control Warrior on roids, but the problem is Control Warrior is terrible and Control Warrior on roids is still not great. Even when you have cards like Alexander's Mogren, you have Patchwork, you have Soul Stealer, incredible board clear, when your deck just doesn't cheat excessive mana, doesn't break the game like the top classes are and let yourself basically play a single player adventure, it just doesn't really compete. So for me, Deathlight has been a huge success. Despite the fact it's not super powerful or like kicking ass in the meta, it's built like a class I want to play. It's built like a class I don't mind facing. It feels Hearthstone to me, which I feel like they've gotten away from ever since United Storm. It's about all these excessive mana cheat options, drawing a billion cards, playing a million cards every turn, OTKing your opponent, having non-interactive games. I feel like Deathlight is exactly the opposite of that. And to the extent Warrior as well. They're very similar in the way they are. Neither have excessive mana cheat, neither have particularly strong card drawing standard, but they're classes that I love and I enjoy playing. But because the other classes, you take a look at Rogue, that just doesn't spend mana, does absolutely obscene things before the game even really gets going, you can't compete. For me, the launch of Deathlight isn't really a failure on the class. I think it's relatively well designed. The rune system might leave problems with the whole way it like kind of pigeonholes you into specific builds. In particular, what are they going to do with next expansions when they only have like 10 cards they can put in and you have 3 different runes? How can you like help out all of them in a reasonable manner? But that's a problem for another day. But at the end of the day, I just love the class. It just can't do the broken things that the top classes can do that honestly they should not be able to do. It's what drives so many of us crazy, where we don't have games, they're not interactive, they just do disgusting things all the time. So again, I actually think the Deathlight launch, at least personally for me, I know Blizzard's gonna be mad. They're gonna buff a bunch of these cards. They're gonna make Deathlight good one way or the other, but I think a lot of us would have preferred, at least if it starts off this way rather than Demon Hunter day one, because if you remember Demon Hunter, it was the only class that could win and it drove a lot of people away that came back. The funny thing about Deathlight, I see people playing it all the time still, even though it's technically bad, it doesn't win. I'm seeing it on ladder, at least at lower ranks, all the time while I'm achievement hunting, of course, because, you know, you don't really win while you achievement hunt. By the way, over 70% on that. The guide is coming hopefully before Christmas. Regardless, I really do think Deathlight is a kick-ass class. I've been playing it to death across Standard, Wild, Arena, Duels, already over 300 plus wins in just over like a week and a half. Yes, I have no life. I will touch grass at some point, but to me, the Deathlight launch is not a failure on the class. I do think it's a failure. I just think it's a failure to bring the other stuff down before ahead of time, balancing out the expansion basically before it came out, and it basically gave Deathlight no chance to succeed. Not because the class sucks, not because it can't do good things, but because it just doesn't do broken, unfair things that unfortunately a lot of other classes are doing. So let me know in the comments below how you're feeling about Deathlight. Make sure to watch the 4 Hours of the Worlds or put it on another tab or whatever. Get your free packs. It's only 2, but everything helps. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.